my idea is you just show that, if what can taking their stand up. If they don't, then that's go.
So the terms you shared the not ready.
No, I was just giving you.
No, it's okay. No. Thing was, they comfortable in this. This is your little really can part out of it. So these are close. The issue was, I think, tukifanya sikumaliza kudra kuliacha hapo. Kwa hiyo ilikuwa na shangaza kama making chochote. So ni answer nataka kwa formula nilikuwa namwambia hii tajie. So is it?
So let's give it a few more minutes, maybe 3 or 4 for others to join, and then we can now start. And if you can hear me, maybe you can engage us in the chat. Yeah, so we'll start. If you can hear me, kindly let me see by reactions. Am I audible? Great. Fun fact, there is a funding gap in Africa. We are talking of about 350 billion US dollars annually of money that people are not able to access. And the problem really is because in Africa, we have fragmentations, and mostly people will not maybe know what to do, where to get these funds, who to talk to, or maybe what to do in order to get these funds, simply because one, they are not ready to get access to this, or maybe they just don't know where to look for the money. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Meltus Buire. I am a software engineer at Capital Connect. I'll be taking us through this discussion of raising capital and how to increase your chances of actually securing funds. This will be a practical lesson. So I'll be asking a lot of questions. I'll also be allowing us to responding and also allowing us to just interact and engage. Okay, so we are going to see a walkthrough of how to raise capital in Africa in a smart way. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a funding need of over 350 billion US dollars, but across the 54 countries in Africa, and we just don't have a proper way of getting access to it. And the problem really is not the money, because the money is there. The actual problem is proper infrastructure to access this capital. And that's why Capital Connect exists, right? So we do exist to offer an infrastructure for business, for African businesses to access funds from investors. And we do this in 3 major steps. 1, we will assess if your business is actually eligible to receive the capital. And 2, we are going to check if you are really prepared to even get this money. And 3, we are going to actually match you to the most appropriate opportunities or to the funds. And so what I'm going to demo straight to you is how we are actually going to access that. So for this, I'm going to pull up my screen. Yeah, so I'm hoping that my screen is visible. And from here, we can see if you create a business, if you sign up as a business, this is how your dashboard is going to look like. And from this dashboard, you can see a number of things. And I'm going to explain what each does and how is it important to you as a business seeking capital. So the first thing we did mention that apart from preparing you to the business to raise capital, we also match you. And after you fill in an eligibility sheet or assessment, you're going to see this, the report. I'm going to take you through that assessment as well, but on a high level. But basically, these are what you provide in the assessment form, how eligible you are. You give in just more details about your business, and then we can assess how eligible you are from that. And then you also have a readiness report. This shows us how prepared you are to even raise capital. And then from this, you will be able to see who you are matched to, right? For instance, here I can say you have close to 4 investors I can talk to. I also have 319 from the global database. And these are investors that you can actually have access to. And this reduces your hassle of you going to the internet, searching, trying to do a Google search of where to find these investors and what to do with them. So we've already resolved that for you. So when you sign up, the first thing you're going to notice, which is very evident, is the readiness score, an average of the eligibility score and the assessment. And then we can also recommend, if the score is lower, because we recommend a score of 80%. If it's lower, we also recommend that you can review. And then I'll also be taking you through how you can review that. So how does Capital Connect assist you get access to capital? 1, we say that we'll take you through an assessment and then just gauge where you are in terms of if you are really eligible to raise or prepare to actually raise. And then how do we walk you through that journey? Because we don't just leave you at preparedness and matching. We also have extra tools or that you can actually leverage as a business to just increase your chances of raising. And the first very important tool is called an advisory session. You get to book this session, and from there we have our experts here at Capital Connect. We are going to guide you through this session on what to do next after you've signed up, you've matched. How else do you want to progress with this? Because you may match, but maybe you don't know the next steps, because that is also one way that our businesses do not actually get to raise capital, because you may not really know you may not really be able to interpret this scores. You may see you have an eligibility score of 88 or a readiness score of 66, but you don't really know what to do with that score. So our experts are actually going to take you through that, explain everything bit by bit, and then also just assist you align on if you don't have what it takes to raise. You can actually also be assisted on that. So under the preparedness, we have a very important aspect we call documents. We introduce this feature so that you can upload. This is what investors look at. If you are actually ready to raise a capital, you may need to have all these documents with you. That will be your business teaser, your valuation report, your pitch deck, your financial model. This business doesn't have apparently. So we also actually allow you to upload if you do have them. You can just select to upload, and we can as well. I'll also show how to optimize this. But again, if you don't have them, one way you can request us to do a document preparation for you, or you can also be guided during the advisory session on what to do in order to prepare your documents, because that's what an investor is going to look at to see, because they help them make a decision on how much you want, how structured you want the debt to be, or the raise to be. And then I also mentioned something about after assessing your readiness, we do have how do match you to business to invest or opportunities. From our platform, we expose you to two opportunities. We have a network of investors who join our platform for businesses to fund. But also we also have another database of close to 5,200 investors, and this list is actually growing. We can also expose you to, and by this we really work to enhance your fundraising. So as I mentioned that for the document preparation, you may need to have a couple of documents that investors look at. That we said it's a teaser, it's a deck, it's actually a financial model, it's also a business valuation report. We actually have another tool which you can take advantage of. It's called a business valuation tool. And this tool is what now helps to know how the worth of your business, how much is your business worth as of now. And let's have a look at the sample. So this is how a typical business report will look like. And it's going to actually highlight this one here, the valuation range, what we use to value this, and then of course, so on and so forth. So this is also a very important tool that you can make use of, that we have on our platform, the business valuation tool. Kindly you can make advantage of it. You can take advantage of it to get to know how the worth of your business, it typically takes minutes to be ready. I just need to do an assessment, which maybe I can quickly take you through. Right, so you can again also just choose what you have, and then we can pre-populate it, but you can also just go through step by step. And we have a few sets of questions which you can now use to gauge the position of your business in terms of financials. And then because we are going also to present that to the investor. And something else that we do have that you can take advantage of to increase your chances of raising away from the investors is the advisories. I mentioned that, the advisory sessions. Something else we do have is the advisor database, right? We advise that before you even start or think of raising capital, you need to have an advisor. So instead of having you going all over the internet searching for possible advisors, you can come here on our platform, and then you can engage an advisor who can advise you, grab your hand during your fundraising journey, or maybe we can also act as your advisor. And then something else you also mentioned is the financials. These are the things you need to have ready, and these are things that investors do look at. You may need to have audited financials, right? Which we also allow you to just have them on a platform. That could be the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flows, because once you connect with the investor, before you even proceed, is what you're going to show to the investors. And that's what they're going to look at before they even consider to proceed the conversations. So another thing we can also take advantage of when raising is called the call for applications. Programs and funds do what we call for applications. So maybe if they have a fund, and this can be listed here. So as a business, we'll expose this to you, and you can get to apply to this. This also increases your chances of raising. So from what we said, that we really lacked an infrastructure of ensuring that we get access to capital. So this is what Capital Connect has to offer. It does provide you a way to not only get ready, but also actually get to talk to those investors, right? So as investors are also looking for businesses that are ready to raise capital, we offer that a way or a framework for you to actually be ready and get access to this. So the biggest thing that we saw was limited access to information, and we also introduced another tool called LMS, so that instead of you searching from everywhere, you can just use the LMS. But to the core of this session, away from the other tools that you can take advantage of is the AI, right? So we have an element of users or an advisor session where it actually gives you a way to, or maybe we can advise you on what to do, the gaps that are there. But now the AI helps accelerate all this, because let me just take us through the process of getting ready. I'll just edit, because for this I actually have it. So for us to assess that you are ready to raise capital, or you are even eligible to raise capital in the first place, we do have a sort of assessments to do, and you can actually do by filling this questionnaire, right? And because we actually ask about a couple of things, which I'll go to ensure that you also get what the investor needs so that they can actually talk to you. We have simplified this process using a tool called Lara. So Lara is our AI that powers our core infrastructure, and it helps you navigate all this with ease. So for instance, you can actually upload a document, or if you have something like a business pitch deck, you can upload it, and then Lara will extract the information that we want, that we need in order to give you a score of whether you are ready for raising or even not. And the most maybe the exciting thing is that Lara is accessible for free from that platform. And then also what Lara also gives you is access to information. Remember, one thing that may not also make us not be eligible, prepared to raise capital, could be we don't know what to do at what point. And we have a dedicated screen for Lara. I'm gonna just share her. So this will be interactive. We'll be sharing that as well. And then I'll also be sharing the link in the chat so that we can, okay, so if you check the chat, I have shared, so you can go through this with me. So for the part of access to information, so yeah, so you can actually ask Lara questions about our platform, right? What we do. For instance, I ask, what is Capital Connect? What is Capital Connect? Okay, so it's a simple interface which you can use to interact with our platform and also just know more about us. So, and as I mentioned earlier, we are a bridge of between investors and businesses. So another thing you can also ask away from this is just anything about capital raising. Lara will respond to you. And with that, you'll know what you need to raise capital and how to maybe structure that. And something else that is also exciting about this is that you can actually ask, if we go back to the platform, how we use Lara in our core operations from the platform is, you can get an AI-powered review about your profile, right? So it's actually also for free, and it's right here. So it's just an interpretation of how your profile is, right? You can see what this readiness score mean, and right, it's just an interpretation of how the position of your business. And this is very important for decision making on the next steps that you have to do. So as you can see, it gives you a breakdown of what you have in your platform, the kind of documents that you don't have. For instance, here, as you saw earlier, we don't have actually a pitch deck, and we recommend that you should have it. So the teaser is also missing. We can also tell you, Lara can also inform you of the strengths of your business, and then also analyze the risks and gaps that you have. For instance, you don't have financial forecasts, at least for this dummy business. And then it can also advise on the next steps, but most importantly, it can also advise you on what to do. Again, it's businesses leveraging the kind of tools we do have on our platform to just maximize their chances of raising capital. Okay, so again, I'll get back here. All these are accessible from the dashboard. That's how your dashboard looks like. We've talked about the investor readiness. We've also addressed the question of matchmaking, but there's also something that Lara does. It's called, you can match with AI, right? And then actually the fun thing you can do, if you, let's view this. Right? You can adjust who matches a certain criteria. This can also inform you in terms of where to look into. Right? So for instance, growth stage 100%, the ticket size, and again, where you are missing, right? For instance, all this could mean that an investor is looking at you, but you are missing on the ticket size, right? So this could inform you to just adjust on the ticket size in order to meet the investor criteria, right? So this one way you can leverage Lara in that for investor matchmaking. And then also something else you can do with it before you even sign up on the platform. You can actually ask, as part of exploring information, you can ask maybe how who is possibly probably able to talk to you or maybe listen to you even before you even sign up, right? You can get who matches your profile even before you come to the platform. This is very important because now you can tell your position. You'll also be demoing that. Okay, so as a leading question, you can see Lara is asking if you are to raise for exploring investment opportunities. So I can say that I'm looking to raise. Okay, so we give it a minute or two to see what it tells us. Okay, so it's going to ask the kind of sector we are in, where country we are operating, and how much you're looking for. So I'll say that maybe let me say healthcare, or maybe, yeah, healthcare. So the use of this, the way I'm using this is I want to see who is matched to me, or who I can match. I want to describe my business to Lara so that I can get an overview of who do I match even before I sign up on the, right? So let's say sector is, or maybe I can just simply describe my business. We are help, maybe a technology, tech business in Kenya and looking to raise, I'll say maybe100,000. Okay. Okay, so we are going to be asked something else, our current growth stage, whether we are in pre-seed, seed, growth, or mature stages, and then also the kind of investment you're looking. So for the type of investment is how do you want do you want it in equity, do you want it as a debt or a convertible? So you just need to specify that. And then, so I'll just say we are at a mature stage. And then also we are looking to raise in equity. Okay, so let's see what else we can get. Okay. Okay, so can see what's happening here. It's still doing this much. Okay, so it's pulling this. We'll just give it. Okay, good. And actually see that even before we sign up, I already know that there is an investor, right, that has an 85% match to my business that I can actually talk to, right? So you also see all these, and then it tells us that there are over extra 10 results, and we can actually log in to see. So if I log in using this business here, oops, sorry. If I log in with that business over there, just a second. Nice, okay. Let's just log in with this here. The same credentials that I had earlier. And if you log in, indeed, we have all this. Okay, so it's just a better way of, before you even sign up, a better way of just peeking into the possibilities of the platform. You can actually go ahead and explore this platform just from the chat. Right, so I'm gonna close this because that was just a demo thing that I made up. Yeah, and you can see we have opportunities for almost everyone on the platform. So it's now upon us to take advantage of this, interact with the platform, have to maximize our chance of raising just by the use of Lara. So what Lara does not replace our platform. Lara simply enhances the usability of Capital Connect. It's also another tool that you can use to get access to things pretty much quickly. Yeah, and we said one, it's access to information. You can really note what's going around on the platform, what other people think about the platform, what to expect when you get to the platform. Actually, you can also get a guide of how you can use the platform even before you get there. So if you get stuck, think of Lara as your assistant, not just a chatbot, right? An assistant that knows what you want at what point, and then what you actually need to do, right? And as we mentioned, Lara is not a replacement of the platform. Lara is an enhancement because away from you may be stuck. Let's say in the middle of the night, we are not operational, but Lara will be operational at that point, and she'll be able to respond to your inquiries. She'll be able to guide you through the platform. She'll be able to assist you navigate this, the journey of capital raising. Okay, so we've seen that we have almost everything that we need to get us ready. As we mentioned, the gap, we really need Capital Connect in order to bridge that gap, the 350 billion US dollars that no one is taking advantage of. And we mentioned also, we've seen that the reasons why we are not able to get access to that money is one, we don't know what to do. Maybe I don't know if I have those documents or what I need to have in order to raise capital. I may also not know where to search these investors, but we've seen with the Lara and Capital Connect that you can actually, we have a network of investors that you can just go through. and find them. We've also seen that away from just showing you investors or matching to investors, we also have tools that will guide you on what you need to have ready in order to raise capital. And one thing we've seen is the eligibility. So as I promised earlier that I'm going to take us through this form, what eligibility means. So I'm just going to come to my eligibility report. And these are downloadable report you can download, you can email it somewhere, or you can actually even edit it. So, and these are things, or is one of the tools that you can leverage. So investors are going to see if you are actually eligible to even raise. This is how we even tell if you are even eligible how to raise. You may need to raise capital, but you may not really be eligible to even raise the money. So how do we know if you are eligible to raise the money? We have an assessment here for you, which you can go through it, right? So I filled earlier, and sorry about that. So as you can see, you have a set of questions that you can actually take advantage of. And these questions will help us to know whether you are even eligible for raising capital or not, right? And then the next thing you can do, still also from the dashboard, is that we can actually see the readiness report. If you are really ready to raise for the raise, you can see here. Okay, I can see a question from Faith. Can Lara generate the eligibility report for me? That's interesting. Yes, it can. It's actually something on the rollout, but one thing we've said that since this eligibility, and maybe let me explain the source of eligibility reports or these reports that we have here. So the reports come from an assessment. So when you sign up, we have a section or a form where you can now fill in the details about your business. And then from those details, we can tell how eligible or how prepared you are. And those details are what we use to generate the reports. With is if you do have documents already in place with you, maybe the pitch decks or the teasers, you can upload them during the sign up or during the onboarding, and then from that we can extract all we want from your decks, and then we can get those reports for you, right? But if the documents are not ready, that cannot happen. But at the moment, the reports are only generated from the platform, not from the chatbot. Yeah, but it's something we can consider maybe at some point. But and you can speed that up by use of Lara when you just upload your pitch deck or your teaser, and then you can extract the information so we can now use to generate the report. Can Lara onboard my business and can you demo? Okay. Yeah, so I'll just go back to this. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that we have embedded Lara into our Capital Connect workflows. And one way you can access it is just through this screen here or this dedicated link here. And from here, it's mostly information or the guide on the platform, how to use the platform, and what to expect when you get to the platform. So you cannot really onboard here, but you can, Lara can assist with onboarding from the other side. So let me just demo that. Okay, sorry for that. Yes, I'll end a demo here. Tells Lara can do. Okay. Okay. So I'll be using a demo environment here. I'll do maybe, let's try to create actually an account and see what Lara can do. And this may not be evidently this. Sorry, I just logged in instead of, let me log out. Let me pull up my demo environment. Sorry. Right. Yeah, great. So I'll be doing that demo from here. Sorry. Yeah, so for this, I'll simply just go to sign up. I'll create a business account here, and then maybe I can just use my details here. Maybe Meltos, I'll do Guire here. Keep the questions coming. And then I'll use my email here. So I'm in Kenya. Just do my number here. And then, yeah, I'll accept these terms. Maybe I may create here some passwords. And then I'll go ahead and sign up. Of course, you may need to review those terms and conditions. So after creating an account, you're going to receive a verification link, and I'll just verify from my side. It's here, so I'm gonna just verify it. Okay, that's done, and then I'm gonna go back to the login. So I'll log in here. I'm gonna enter my password here. I'm gonna just sign in. So this is the first step. Okay, so we are in here. Now, of course, we have here some guide which you can watch. So here, now this is where Lara can assist you. So you can upload your pitch deck, and then those details will be auto-filled. I don't know if you have a pitch deck here. Let me just see if I have a pitch deck with me here. Okay, let me see if I have it. Let me just try to upload something here. I'm gonna select the file. Come to my downloads. Let's try that and see. So let's upload and see. So you don't have to go through the headache of having to set this up. Okay, so we're just gonna give you a few to do that. Okay, so from this case, I think I uploaded an empty document. Yeah, I did upload an empty document. Sorry, I don't have a proper pitch deck document here, but all these will have been populated. I can't just find a proper one. I couldn't have find a proper document, but all these could have been populated. If you had a business or organization name, the country where you come from, all this would have been populated, and then you'll now beat the struggle of having to fill all this through by yourself, and then at the end you'll have a report. But by extracting data from a document, at the moment we are pioneering out in the organization setup. Let's see how it goes, and then maybe you can also populate the same for all of that. Okay, so maybe I'll take another question. Okay, James asks, what's a pitch deck and where do I get one? So when you are raising capital, or maybe you're planning to get capital for your business, there are a number of documents that you need to prepare. One of them is a pitch deck, and a pitch deck simply means is a document where you highlight what your business is about, what you are looking to raise, and how you are looking to raise. I wish I had one here with me. I could have displayed, but essentially it just points on your business details and what you want to raise, how you want to raise it, the composition of your team, and because those are essential things that business investors look at. So once we have your business, actually, if we had a pitch deck, a business pitch deck, then we can populate that information because it's the same information that we can actually use to generate those documents. So once you have those informations clear, we can use them to generate these reports, the eligibility, the preparedness, or the information. But essentially, it's what your business is about, what you're looking to raise, how is your team or business structured, and what impact you're looking to create, or maybe the services you're going to get. And as of now, where you can get one is if you get here, I'll just close this one here. So as of one, if you want to have, if you're looking to get a document or any of such documents, we have under here we have what we call my documents. So if you have them, you can upload them here because we are going to show that to the investor. But if you need one to be prepared for you, you can request expert document preparation. We are pipelining that to be done by Lara. And then we can assist you on preparing that. Or if you just need to know what you need to have before you even prepare that document, you can book an advisory session here, right? And then an expert, it's actually only an hour, 1 hour, and then it's a one-on-one at only 59.99. And then an expert from our team will actually guide you on what you need to do that and how to even actually structure it. I can see a question from, I don't know if that answers your question, James, but okay, so Edgar says, what will be the starting point for a business that's still early on iterating through ideas or has an MVP as proof of concept? This kind of busy will not have financials or paperwork you mentioned earlier. So for such, what will typical Jan look like? That's exciting, Edgar. So one, our investors are looking for businesses from all stages, from that idea all the way to growth or mature. Right, so that's some good news that you'll still get funding even with an idea or even at an early stage such as pre-seed. So how that will look like or how we advise. One, we strongly suggest that you get a session with us. We have a team that is dedicated to assisting businesses from such, they will advise on what you need to do and how you need to structure your business in order to secure a raise. Okay. And then will also be they will also be guiding you on the kind of investors that can talk to you. They'll go further and also take you how much you should be asking. But if you just maybe having an idea, you don't know what else you can do, or maybe where to start, we recommend go to Lara, ask, because it's a source of information. Lara will give you an overview of that. But now when we book an advisory session, which we highly recommend, an expert will actually guide you on how that journey looks like, how you need to prepare the documents. I understand at that point you may not have the documents, or maybe you may not even know the kind of documents that you have for the paperwork that you have. So for that, the best or the starting point is sign up and then get an advisor, assist us on get an advisor session, and then someone will guide you on what to do. Okay, so how does matching happen? How do I have to pay for an advisor session? Yeah, an advisor session is paid for. It's only $59.99. It's an hour, but very insightful. And how does matching happen? Good. So different investors will define different criteria or mandates on the kind of business they want to talk to, must have, or what they must have. But if I take you back to what we did with Lara here. Essentially, as you can see, the kind of questions that we ask, mostly you're going to ask about your sector, the country, the amount you need to raise, and your growth stage and investment. At least for the basic, for a start, for the basic level, you need to know the growth stage of your business. You need to know how you want to raise your money. Do you want it in form of debt? Do you want it? Okay. And then from this, we can now match you to a business or an investor who also looking for businesses with such a criteria. Okay. So that is when you're creating or you are setting up your organization, that's how you specify all this. Okay. You're looking for how do you want to get the funds, in which country are you operating on, and that's what they look for. Right. So yeah, I hope that answers your faith. Any other question? Okay, so while we wait for the other questions, I'll just have to reiterate through this again. I think we looked at only one thing, and that was the onboarding or the eligibility. But again, we also have something else, another report here for the preparedness, okay? And it's also a questionnaire or announcement that you have to take. Just in case you feel something you don't understand here, I have 2 points where you can get your answer. You need explanation through lab, secure yourself a session, and someone will actually guide you through this. So as you can see, you have here, you have, yeah, so this is how we know that you're actually prepared to raise. Ask your couple of questions here that you have to answer. Can go next. We do. You also have a fact sheet and impact assessment, the kind of impact you want to business. Okay. These are demo business, so don't worry about the figures, right? So your currency, how you are doing that. And then these are what we are going to present to the investors. And that's going to help them make their decisions on the next steps forward. Okay, I think I did that already. Yeah, let's just see this impact, how the impact looks like. Okay, so gonna go to edit that. Yeah, so it's just more of what you're going to do for the community, yeah? Or maybe how do you intend to impact the business, right? And then you can also just curate your story or model your business alongside this. So make use of these tools to model your businesses in the guidelines we provided, because this is what investors are going to look at. And then if you interest them, or your story matches what they are looking for, then it could the pitch decks and all those other documents. Yeah, for the financial projections, now a better way to structure your document, or maybe to have it structured in a proper way, is one, can you break your financials into your projected financial? Okay, just a second. So I will show this. That's a good starting point. So can you populate them in this? Okay. So if you don't have these other documents, because actually investors will ask them individually. If we're introducing you to a business, we don't expect you to give them a pitch deck right away. We may suggest a teaser. So you may need to have a separate teaser before you give, because we also, for a start, maybe for a match, the kind of information we give to an investor for a start is pretty much minimal. And that will be your matching criteria. And then as you advance your conversations through different pipelines, which we have for the investor, we expose some more information to the investor. Okay. So for a start, maybe for an introduction, you need to have a business teaser, which will now show to the investor. And then as the conversations progress, we can progressively show more information to the investor. And then maybe if you can just populate, if you come here and populate your financials in this, your projections in this for the income statement and the balance sheet. If you can populate them, the better, because now this at connection will have investor will have access to that. But we highly recommend that you break them down into a business teaser, pitch deck, and then also you can, from your projection, you can now model the finances. And then we also recommend to have a valuation of your business, because it's now a comprehensive breakdown of how your business, the worth of your business as of now. I hope that answers you. But again, for extra information or for a detailed breakdown of what exactly you need to do or what you exactly need to have, because at the moment I don't have a view of your of what your business plan looks like. Maybe a few things could be missing. So I'll hire a device that you go ahead and get a 1 hour session with our experts, and then they will guide you on what else to do and how else to increase your chances of raising just from what you have. Okay, another question. All right. So from the conversion we've had, we can now clearly see that we have the infrastructure that will help us not only to prepare, but will also match us to opportunities. So let's take advantage of what we have here. Let's take advantage of what Capital Connect can offer. Let's take advantage of the AI to accelerate this in getting ready and preparing for raising capital. Yeah, so let's Capital Connect is a bridge between us with that the 350 US dollar need. So let's take advantage of the platform. Let's take advantage of the tools it has to offer. Let's take advantage of the accelerated AI inference that we have and actually raise quickly. So we'll also have a copy of this. All right, we'll have a copy of the presentation notes will be available to you to the emails. So yeah, James, I don't know if the time will allow, but also the LMS is something that we are rolling out at the moment. So, but essentially it's a hub for all information. Remember I said that to bridge this gap, one thing that we do need is access to information. So an LMS is being at the moment is being populated with the courses, right? That you can take as a business, and then these also to just make you knowledge on what we offer. But I'll go ahead and demo. So it's being rolled out at the moment. So just a second, I'll go ahead and go to the LMS. Okay, leaves that. Yeah, so at this point, someone can enroll in programs. And again, this is a dummy account for myself. So I have, maybe yours could be empty, but I have a few pre-populated data here. You can have your classroom right there. The programs you're enrolled into, right? You can see more about that. And of course, you can get certificates. And this is very important for programs because some programs will want businesses to be prepared in a certain way or to be trained to do certain things before maybe being considered for the funding. So this is very important. And there's also something also good to show to our investors that, hey, yeah, you did this. Okay. So it's continuously being rolled out and yeah, you'll be having more and more here. Okay, but essentially it's a hub for you to learn. Okay, another question? All right, so if maybe if you can speak, you can just turn on your mic and then you can ask if maybe typing is lengthy. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being willing to have this conversation. We now take advantage of Capital Connect. We take advantage of the tools that we offer. We take advantage of the AI that we have to get access to the information, to prepare ourselves for raising capital, to prepare ourselves for getting these funds, and we actually go ahead and secure them. This money is here for us to secure, and we now have a proper channel or a proper way to raise that. Yeah, so for questions that require follow-up, we'll email them to you. Faith, when we have our next webinar, we'll communicate or announce on our channels. So keep an eye on our channels. We'll be announcing the next time we have a webinar. Okay, so thank you so much once again, and see you in the next side of funding. Let's secure this money. Thank you so much, everyone.